Julian, thank you so much for a little bit of your time to talk to Mission Roll Call's members. We represent over 1.2 million veterans and their families across the United States. And we're here to talk to you both about something very special that affects veterans, obviously, as well as their families around the Karshi Air Base, otherwise known as K2 in eastern Uzbekistan. Can you both please describe your bill, the K2 Veterans Advocacy Act of 2020, and how important this is for veterans?
America's Warrior Partnership, Mission Roll Call, thank you for your interest here. And I will tell you, Senate, you don't always hear about this, but the committees that Senator Blumenthal and I serve on, actually 3 committees together, Veterans, Commerce, and Armed Services, very bipartisan work. And the fact that he and I are both on the committees that are in charge of veterans and our military members gives us a real, I think, important viewpoint on this issue. So, what we wanted to do as we were hearing more and more issues about veterans and active members who deployed and spent time at K2 is to just get in front of this issue, take the first step. I don't think we ever want to have an issue where, like Agent Orange again, where, it took decades and decades and these veterans pleading with Congress. We want to get in front of these issues. So we are very focused on a real deep dive study. Our bill it goes deep, and some people might think, well, that's going to take too long. This is working with the VA and the Toxic Substance and Disease Registry. That's an agency that's part of the CDC on a long-term deep dive 10-year study that's going to inform the VA as the study progresses. It's not a short study. As you guys know, the health benefits of this kind of toxic exposure can sometimes manifest itself not just over months, but over years. And that's why we chose to make it a long-term study. But it was the first bill on any kind of exposure with regard to K2, and taking that first step we thought was critical.
Just so everyone understands, we're talking about veterans who were stationed at a base where there were contaminants as a result of propellant fuel and machine shop work, the black glue that people saw, and also radioactivity. The result has been cancers and other really deadly diseases. And these veterans have suffered for years without the evidence they need to show they're service connected. And Senator Sullivan very rightly compared it to the Agent Orange case, where the VA denied for years and years and years that there was any connection between the cancers and skin problems and so forth that the Vietnam era veterans who served in an area where Agent Orange was used, and in fact their exposure. And we worked together. I helped to lead, as did Senator Sullivan and others, in a bipartisan effort to hold the VA accountable and to make Agent Orange recognized as a cause of those sicknesses. And now we face again another toxic exposure. And I think what's important is that we recognize that the modern battlefield is filled with poisons and toxics of an ever more deadly kind, whether it's the burn pits or the nerve gas or other kinds of poisons. They can have deadly effects, not just in the short term, but over a lifetime. And some of the effects materialize only later in a veteran's lifetime. And we need to be fair to those veterans with the kind of study that we have in this bill, and then take additional steps to broaden the protection that we're providing for them. But let me make a point that I think is really important here, and it goes to the role that you play, Garrett, in Mission Roll Call and America's Warriors Partnership. Our best ideas come from veterans.
Absolutely.
Our best ideas come from you, because you're the ones who know better than we what the challenges and the issues and the problems are that we should be addressing. And you know better than we do where the VA is failing. So I would encourage you to come forward with ideas, and obviously all of the veteran service organizations and individual veterans where we can meet challenges and get stuff done.
I appreciate it. So that is the exact reason Mission Roll Call exists, is to unify and amplify the voices of the veterans in this country. And so I appreciate you saying that very much. Finally, I'm so grateful for the time we have your leadership, and you sat down to speak with us today. Is there anything else you want America's veterans to know, just from you personally, or what you're working on?
Well, look, I would say that on veterans issues, you do see a lot of bipartisan support. Matter of fact, I think our veterans are in many ways the glue that keeps our country together. It's really important for our vets to keep the advocacy up, because as Senator Blumenthal just mentioned, that's where we get the good ideas. We've made progress, but the key issue is we need to keep hearing from you, and to the extent we can, which is why this K2 legislation is so important, the ability to get in front of issues before they blow up into some kind of giant thing that we as the US government are having to play catch up on as it relates to our veterans. I think that's critical. And the way we do that is in partnership and close collaboration with our vets.
Wow, awesome. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I would just emphasize for many of the younger veterans, and you guys look pretty young to me.
Well, thank you, sir.
Which includes my two sons. We need to emphasize the importance of their participating, like you guys are, in this system, and recognizing that they are veterans who can advocate on behalf of other veterans. Frankly, what I've seen is some veterans kind of drift away, they lose touch. Veteran suicide is still one of the major challenges, and the VA has failed to reach out as it should, but engaging those veterans so that folks who are having some tough times are brought back to veterans healthcare system and given the kind of counseling and help that they need, I think is very important. I think the number is still about 20 veterans a day take their own lives. Now, some of them are older veterans, obviously, and they do it for all kinds of reasons, different reasons. People are different. But I just think that engaging veterans so that we go back to the days where a veteran coming out of the military recognizes his or her or his interest in helping other veterans and making sure that those benefits, whether it's disability benefits or health benefits or other kinds of benefits, are what they have earned. They're not some kind of act of generosity. They've earned them.
Absolutely.
The more people use veterans benefits, the easier it is for Senator Sullivan and me to make the case these benefits are necessary because they are being used.
Absolutely, sir. And thank you for bringing up the veteran suicide prevention as one of the main things our members talk about. And we hope that the new nominee and hopefully Secretary of the VA takes that and is one of his top priorities. I want to respect your time. I think we're right up against the noon hour, but I can't thank you for your time, gentlemen. But more importantly, thank you so much for Mission Roll Call and America's Warrior Partners for your leadership and your dedication to serving America's veterans. It is why we join, we serve, and we know we're going to be taken care of when we leave. So thank you so much for your time, gentlemen, and your leadership.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Thank you all. Take care.
Thank you. Appreciate it.